Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is D. Anthony with Evolution Traders. In this video, we're going to go over today's price action because today was a type of day where I can see a lot of traders get frustrated. I can see where a lot of traders can maybe lose accounts. Maybe they can blow themselves up if they're trading a prop firm. Maybe they went on tilt today. Just to kind of be honest, a lot of times we want to believe, right? We want to believe that every day is going to provide fantastic opportunities. And we want to believe that, if we stick to our strategy and we follow our rules, that we can't be wrong. And you're going to slowly start to learn over time. And it takes many, many years actually of just experience to understand that not every day is ideal. And not every single day is going to provide great opportunities to trade, even when you're following your rules. So for example, if we're kind of looking at today's price action, we got a little bit of a move higher. But one thing that I kind of wanted to explain is that, you need to absolutely know what you're looking for and try to identify what's going on with the price action as quickly as possible. Because the sooner you kind of identify that maybe we're, range bound, maybe it's a little bit more of a choppier day, maybe the price action is not as fluid, you really need to do one of two things. At that point in time, you need to tell yourself that you need to walk away and come back tomorrow, maybe when we have a little bit better opportunities, or you need to size down, meaning cut your contracts and the position size that you normally trade, cut it in half, and then try to really focus on, just taking scalps, right? Getting in, trying to get green and getting out. And, really respecting that daily loss limit that you put forward for yourself. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark out the overnight session highs, and I'm going to mark out these overnight session lows. Now, I want to kind of show you something. Again, we never took out these overnight session lows. So price action to me is going to be a little bit more bullish. I'm going to be looking more for those long-sided trades anytime we're trading above overnight session highs. Now, once we do start to break through these overnight session highs, you can immediately see we go into a big rangy chop, right? Where we're talking about 25 points worth of range, 30 points worth of range, 32 points worth of range here. And if you were to have taken this first hour breakout, right, the opening range break after the first 30 minutes of the market, essentially, if you were sized incorrectly, you could have taken a devastating hit. If you're trading multiple mini contracts and you have a tight drawdown on your prop firm, going down 10, 15, 20, 30 points can be detrimental to your account. It could definitely auto liquidate you. It can stop you out, so forth and so forth. And that's why I will always preach, if you're trading on a prop firm, when you're on a $25,000 account, $50,000 account, even $100,000 account, I would definitely preach that you must, unless you're very, very experienced and you kind of know what you're doing, to just stay on the micro side of things and keep it to 2 to 3 contracts. Even, if you were to take a loss at 30 points, you're talking about $60 a contract. You're talking about a $250 loss on the day. And hey, maybe if you take that loss, yeah, it's going to force you to stop trading on the day if you hit your daily loss limit. But at least you have capital to trade another day, right? So again, one thing that I kind of want to make one thing I want to make a point of is that you need to get in the habit of forcing yourself to slow down, okay? Not expecting every day to be fluid, not expecting every day to give you the best price action. Now, if we look at when we did break out through these overnight session highs, that first hour, opening range break, we broke out and then we immediately pulled back 30 to 35 points. Now, if you were looking at getting out on a wick below that, that breakout candle, that 30 points, you would have gotten stopped out. And it probably would have forced you to, stop trading on the day, depending on your position size. And then it's going to cause you to want to come back into the market because you're going to see later on that not only did it confirm and, take out the highs, but it actually put up a nice move in 10 minutes here. And then the price action got extremely choppy. And then it gave you a little bit of a short setup that got stopped out, and a long setup that got stopped out, and a long setup that would have got stopped out, and a short setup that would have paid, another long setup that would have gotten stopped out. So instead of trying to figure out, what is price doing, instead of trying to jump around from strategy to strategy, well, this is not working today, that's not working today, let me find something else, you got to walk away. This business, you guys know that if you've been here for long enough, you know that one trade can make your week. You know that one trade can make your day. So why would, in subprime trading days, why would we risk stressing ourselves out? Now, again, in hindsight, it's easy to kind of say, well, we should have just walked away. But I'm calling bullshit on that, because I was sitting around the room today with a lot of traders and evolution traders, and we all seen that today's price action was choppy. So if you want to participate in the market, that's your prerogative and that's your decision to do that. No one's forcing you to trade. If you take a loser, you take another loser. No one's forcing you to put on the third trade. And that's one thing that I want to make a point of, is that no one is twisting your arm forcing you to do this business. No one is twisting your arm forcing your strategy to work today. No one is forcing you, to take on that third or fourth or fifth trade after you've already kind of paper cutted yourself up to try to get wins back. No one's forcing you to do that. So the quicker that you start to understand that this business is not really about the price, it's not really about the market, it's not even really about the strategy that you're using, it's more so about the psychology and about understanding who you are as a trader and having the discipline to bow your head and walk away for the day, is what's going to make you profitable. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that, everyone should have been green today or everyone was red today, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who made money today. Okay. But what I'm saying is that even if you were a type of trader who, took a scalp here and took a loss and took another scalp, and you managed to start piecing together some winning trades and that P&L started to go green, the longer you sat at the computer screen today, the higher the probability, once you identified that today was going to be a choppy day, that you were going to give some of those profits back. Now, if you manage to understand that, hey, you know what, today's a little bit more of a range bound day, I was lucky enough to, scrape off a few trades here and put together a little bit of cash, you got to walk away. Because a lot of traders look at it as, if they walk away or they close their computer screen down, that they're missing out on opportunities. And that's a version of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You don't want to leave the charts because you're fearful that you're going to miss out on a great move later, right? I understand that we're choppy right now, but what about after lunchtime if the market just screams to the top side or screams to the downside? I want to be around to catch that move. And that's just immaturity, to be honest. It's very, very immature to sit there and think that. On days like today, I told a couple of the fellas that I was talking to this morning and on the live chat that I want to go take the dog for a walk, and then I'm going to go to the range and hit some golf balls around. Because for me, I don't look at it as a missed opportunity or I'm not making money today. I look at it as, today's just not my day, and I'm not really getting anything that looks good to me. So instead of wasting my time, because, time is money, right? I don't care what people say. Time is money. The more I sit here and I waste time, the more I'm going to lose money. The more I sit here and I waste time, the more I'm going to get stressed out. The more I sit here and I just waste time forcing something to happen, the more upset I'm going to get. And that's never the situation or the scenario that you want to put yourself in. You never want to be upset when you're trading. Even when you have the most beautiful setup and it doesn't work and it fails and you have to take the loss on it, you shouldn't be upset. It's not your fault. Like, you did nothing wrong. It's not the market. The market did nothing wrong. It's just the name of the game. Like, that's what's going to happen, right? That's what's going to happen. And with experience comes that knowledge to be able to walk away. Now, again, if you lost some money today, hopefully you managed that risk to where you didn't blow yourself up. And as long as you didn't blow yourself up, you're giving yourself another opportunity to come back to the market for another chance that it's not like this and it's not choppy, right? But if you put all your eggs into one day, right? You put all your eggs into one basket for just today, then yes, you're going to feel like you need to be making money. You're going to feel like when you take those losses that you need to get it back. But again, guys, I really, really stress today had a lot of false moves, right? Not a lot of things were confirming and actually following through. When you start to realize that, just tell yourself, I'm going to come back tomorrow. And if you can't do that and you can't come back tomorrow, it's not the markets and it's not the strategy that is holding you in the same place. It's actually you. And the sooner you start to realize that it's me as the trader that is, kind of chopping myself off at the kneecaps, the easier this is going to become. Because again, maybe you have some type of magic strategy, or maybe someone out there caught a great move. Now, again, was there areas to make money? Sure, right? Like, sure, I can go through here and I can bring up like a 2-minute time frame and I'll show you a beautiful setup, right? Like, look at this beautiful setup. Here's a 20 SMA play on a 2-minute time frame that happened at 7:42 in the morning, closed over the 20 SMA and started to really break out and went from a price of 17,854 all the way up to a price of 17,892. So we're talking about a move of over 40 points here in 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, or 10, 12 minutes. Could you have caught that? Sure. Could you have caught this one here? This move goes from a price of 17,834 all the way down to a price of 17,824. So there's a nice little 10-point move here that you could have caught. Did you catch it? Probably not, right? But there's someone out there that caught this bounce play off the 20 SMA. We pulled into the 20 SMA. We hammer candled over. Green candle takes out a previous hammer candle coming off of an area of support. Boom, here's a setup here. And this goes from a price of 845 all the way up to 863. So almost 20 points here. But what I'm saying is that if you're not looking at the 2-minute time frame, you maybe necessarily don't even know that that's going on, because your candlesticks that you're looking at on the 5-minute time frame are chopping around. So does that mean that you need to go to the 2-minute time frame tomorrow? Again, because that's what's going to happen. A lot of traders are going to, switch to a smaller time frame, and then, it might work and have some success 1-2 days. And then the day that it doesn't have success, you're going to be coming back to the 5-minute time frame. Guys, what it boils down to is you need to figure out what time frame suits you and your personality the best. For me, it's the 5-minute time frame. Okay, it's the 5-minute time frame for me, and I get a lot of my levels that I trade off the 1-hour time frame, but I use my order entries on the 5-minute, and that's what works best for me. But when the 5-minute time frame and my strategies and my entries are not working today, and I can see that, maybe I made some money and I got out of the trade and then it didn't really have any follow through. And then I kind of noticed that it's just going back and forth and back and forth. I've got to tell myself, I need to wait for a better opportunity, because today's not it. And that's the main thing that I want to focus on today, is just identify when it's not your day and come back tomorrow. Okay. Because there's no rush. There's no rush to pass this prop firm today. You're not going to miss out on anything. No one's going to make fun of you. No one's going to laugh at you if you didn't make money today. And, no one's going to really care if they made money and you didn't. If you made money and they didn't. No one cares. No one cares. What you need to look out for is yourself. You're the only person that really matters when it comes to this trading business. So the faster you can get better at what you're good at and identifying your strategies and your time frames and your time of day that you like to trade, the better off you're going to be. You're not going to really care what everyone else is doing. Like, I don't care if someone else made money today. I don't care if there's someone else on YouTube who made $10,000 today. That means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. I'm not going to go tell myself, well, what did they look for today? How did they make money? And I didn't take any trades today. I took a couple trades. I made a little bit of money. I made about $300 on a very quick scalp when I oversized, right? Like, I took 2 or 3 mini contracts and was able to scrape off $322 or $21 or something like that. And I quickly realized that this market was really rangy and the market was very volatile up and down in the same 5-minute candle. And I wanted no part of that. So I'm not going to forget everything that I know to try to go see what someone else is doing, if that makes sense, because whatever they do, that's what they do. That's not what I do. There's no right or wrong way to do what you do. You just have to make sure you identify what's right for you and hone in on that. Hone in on that. So today was a beautiful day where we could learn a lot from. A lot of failed moves today. A lot of choppiness action. Great. So what are you going to do about it the next time that this happens? Okay. Are you going to sit here all day and continue to trade? Or are you going to walk away and come back tomorrow? Are you going to blow through your daily loss limit? You know, you have a $250 daily loss limit on a day. You're going to blow through that and lose $500, $600, $700, $800 because you're trying to force something to happen? Or are you going to take your medicine, walk away with a $250 loss on the day, but be able to come back tomorrow and trade? What are you going to do? Because at the end of the day, like I said, you are the only person that matters. And what you do is controllable. What I do is not controllable by you. What you do is not controllable by me. What the next person does is not controllable by any of us. So we have to focus on what we can control and make sure we're sticking to our guns. That comes down with the level of discipline. And what I have seen over the course of many years now, 4 years now that I've been working with traders, is that many traders lack discipline. They're in a rush. They're impatient. They bounce around strategies too much. They go on tilt when they lose. They can have 3 winning days and one day give it all back. Why? Because they don't want to accept the fact that they're wrong. They don't want to accept the fact that today their strategy didn't work. So they try something new, and then they try bouncing around and going long and going short and going long and going short. And they just chop themselves up. Understand that you're going to have a lot of these days in your career. There's nothing that you or I can do about it. What we can control, because we can't control the price, is what we do. And what we do is, if we manage to make some money, stop trading on the day. If we do hit our daily loss limit, stop trading on the day so we have enough money to come back tomorrow. That's it. Now, whether you lose your max amount in the first 10 minutes of the day and you miss out on the rest of the day, so be it. That's out of your control at that point in time. But if you lack the discipline and you lack the emotional control, you're going to have a very tough time doing this business for a long, extended period of time. I hope this video made some sense. If it did, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.